Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am PANCZASU, the mighty mix spammer, bringing you Might of the Magic Hero 6 multiplayer gameplay with the one and only GameSlayer989 that has been playing with me all this time. It took us 2 weeks to get this particular game to the point where we are at. I did record several minutes of footage in the meantime, but in the end I thought that it would just take us 15 minutes to get to the battle itself that I believe most of you are most interested in, which would kinda miss the point. So maybe I will release this footage later on as, I don't know, developer's cut of this video or something, or just condemn it to the depths of the archives of my own computer, I guess. Before we start, I would like to point out that well, so far we still were not able to fix the issue with starting the game in the multiplayer lobby when you have to load in a saved game, but the Ubisoft support has been quite active. They didn't do a thing, but they've been quite active, so I guess it's kinda a positive thing on their part. So that's one thing, we managed to resolve it with a little bit of luck, I guess. So, before I enter this battle that I cannot enter just now anyway because GameSlayer is eating at dinner, he'll be right back with me and we're actually going to have a fight, but before that happens, let me show the situation we are both at right now. So this is GameSlayer, he's got quite a nice army, I have seen it before, well a small portion of it at least, and I know more or less what his hero is capable of. He is a high level mage with lots of fire spells. He is not quite at the blood level required to cast Armageddon, I believe, but nobody cares about Armageddon either. As you can see, the enemy has the Head of Ugash and Wake of Chaos. I believe that the Heart of Ugash allows you your ability of Inferno Gate to act faster, or maybe it works better, I don't really remember, but Wake of Chaos, I'm pretty sure it summons the worm that is going to swallow my unit. Out of Destruction is the building that we've seen in my previous multiplayer video of Hero 6. Fortunately, I managed to surprise my enemy. He was unable to prepare for me. I mean, GameSlayer was expecting that I would attack his main city, which is over here, and there he does have the Altar of Destruction. Actually, he doesn't. Never mind. But anyway, for whatever reason, he didn't get it here. He just got the wormy thingy. He's got a lot of those wormy thingies, by the way. And we were wondering if it stacks up, because if it did, then it would be ridiculous having 5 worms at a time. Fortunately, I don't believe this is the case. Fortunately for me, at least. This is my army. Nothing too big, but you do have to remember that I rely quite heavily on the ability to resurrect them, which is going to be useful. Quite a bit of luck I have. This might be a problem for me because I do believe that it does actually charge up the enemy's Inferno Gate ability. Even though the luck is mine, it still is going to charge the enemy's Inferno Gate. And I might be wrong, but this is probably not the case. So I could decrease the luck by giving my units 1 extra point of health points. I guess, too many points in one sentence, but who cares? But I actually would rather have more luck to be able to deal some more damage. I am not too concerned of the enemy Inferno Gate ability, though I might just have to swallow my words later on. Now, as for my reputation abilities and other abilities, I'm maxed out on blood. As you can see, this Doom is going to be useful. I hope I will remember to use that, which is not actually, I'm not too certain of. Other thing that I should showcase it to you are my abilities. So first of all, let's start with my warfare abilities. I have every single one of them except for the parry, which it would be useful, but I didn't get the ability point required to get it, and it's not all that important either. What is important is, well, counter stack is not going to be too useful right now, because when the enemy has walls, it usually takes a while for our units to meet up, so the first turn when this ability counter stack theory comes into play is going to be wasted. But aside from that, all of these abilities are going to be great, because resilience is going to proc very, very fast. It only requires 3 attacks on a single unit, and the enemy is going to be just constantly spamming his spells at me, so it's going to be useful. Same goes for Rampage, because obviously I was spamming some death as well. And I do have 3 levels of toughness. I just checked that it has been patched up. Even the lowest level of toughness gives +1 health point to even your weakest units. And toughness level 3, actually I believe it gave my ghouls 2 points of HP. You can verify that if you remember the HP that the Ravenous ghouls start with, but I believe that they start with 4 less HP. Or 3, one of the two. Still, I did gain some HP on my weakest units, and it's important because the core units with the incredible numbers that you can get with them, they really need some extra HP, because this just translates to so many lives saved and does so much more DPS that you can deal out at the enemy. It's very important to get those health upgrades, at least in my opinion. It does help with Fate Weavers and so on and so forth a bit, but it's not a big deal. This upgrade is mostly for the core units. Archery is going to be useful, but it is going to be severely mitigated by the enemy walls, kind of self-explanatory. And we also have Cleave that I will go a little bit more deeply in a second, because first of all I wanted to show you my shouts. First shout, however, heroic shout, don't get if you are a necromancer, because it doesn't work on the undead. Now this is something that the devs should remember to put in the description of this ability, because I really got quite annoyed when I realized that the heroic shout doesn't work. I mean, you could argue that it's just common sense, but since when Heroes is about common sense? Huh? So yeah, it doesn't work. It's an ability point wasted, which I'm kinda angry at, but well, what can I do now? This, however, pressed attack is going to be amazing, because you can read the description for yourself, it's amazing, but now imagine it working together with a cleave. So let's picture a scenario that I'll go for. First turn I cast pressed attack on my unit, and it procs in this unit's turn, but now, second turn is where the goodies start. So let's imagine my unit attacks again with the pressed attack on it. So, and that because of this added offensive bonus, it manages to take out the enemy stack. Now is where the cleave procs, so my unit gets a free additional turn of action. So it attacks again, and yet again the pressed attack also comes into play because it's still active. And then I can still use my hero attack on top of that, because he hasn't used ability in the second turn. So in total, in a second turn, if all is well, I can use my hero attack 3 times in a row, 2 times with increased damage, and 2 unit attacks in a row with also some increased damage. Actually not really, but still, it can be pretty sick. In terms of their abilities, I did get tactics, because every single faction, in my opinion, should get tactics, unless you're Sanctuary, because they do have a lot of crowd control and that they have a lot of defense that don't really care about tactics all that much. Nothing on this front, and I did get a lot of Azalian to get some more might power and some traveling abilities, because they're kind of important on a big map like this. In terms of magic, I didn't get anything aside from 2 levels of Arcane World, which are going to be very important for me, because the enemy is going to have a lot of firepower, like literally firepower, because there is a lot of fire in the enemy spells. And I also got a life drain that I never used so far, but it might come in handy, I hope. And this is pretty much it. Also, I wanted to show you the new town screens that are kinda, well, see for yourself. This is the town that is fully upgraded except for the tier of Ash, as you can see right here. Now let me just point this out, the amount of animations is equal to the one in Heroes of Might and Magic 1! The first game in the series. We can count the animations, do you want to? Okay, animation number 1, animation number 2, animation number 3, animation number 4, animation number 5, and I guess we could call those souls as animation number 6. So 6 animations, that is the exact same number of animations as we had in the Solstice Town in Heroes of Might and Magic 1. Kinda pathetic, if you ask me. Also, one could argue that the sprites themselves don't look too fabulous either. Honestly, I liked every single one of the sprites in previous series more than those ones, with the exception of Heroes 1, that actually were a little bit too old school for me. I mean, the sprites don't look too bad, but they are not that great, they are just nice. The thing that looks nicer than them actually is the town in the background. It kind of reminds me of Assassin's Creed for whatever reason. The sprites also are kind of bulky. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm kind of grateful we got this. And we did not... The devs did not owe it to us to get those time screens. They promised it to us, but we were not entitled to those time screens. So it's still some free content we got, but it's the worst time screen since Heroes of Might and Magic 1, which is kind of bad in and of itself, I guess. Yeah. I kind of hoped that we would get them, maybe not in a 3D, I didn't ever believe the devs would be that nice, but I was hoping for a 2.5D, in such a way that we would get, all buildings would be rendered 3D, but we would get a 2D side of things, so they will just look nice. Sprites are okay too, I love the sprites, but I was hoping for a little bit more imaginative sprites than what we got. Still, I guess we can't really argue with that, and I believe that in the end the purpose of this new introduction was to make this shorter than 15 minutes before the battle itself, and I'm pretty sure that it took me about 15 minutes to make this introduction, which is kinda stupid. But in a second we'll fight in a pretty interesting fight. I hope you enjoyed, and we will see you again in this siege battle in a moment. Alright, there we go, Gameslayer has finished eating. This is D-Day, this is the moment of triumph, the moment of our death, and the moment at which the rain is actually raining, so I really hope you are not going to hear this, because, well, I can hear it hopefully this will not, however, be the case with the recording. I wanted to tell you, actually, about the tactic that I started this game with, but, well, the time for explanations has ended. I'll just say that part of it was capturing, where is it? This gold mine on the 4th day of first week. So on the 4th day I already had this gold mine, that's just FYI. Okay, I believe we are ready to go. Kinda anxious, kinda terrified. We're gonna own them, hopefully. This is just going to be so much fun. Killing the demons and the lights. The battle between the evil and the evil, I guess. The two prime evils duking it out, and there we go, there is my opponent, naked as usual. I didn't mean it this way actually. Oh, but whatever. And let me think for a while about the way I want to set up my units. So I know the enemy has a lot of fireballs, and when they hit hard. OMG, my boy. So I'm going to use my Fate Weavers as a ranged unit. So I do want all my ranged units to be separated from each other as much as possible. So this is one of the setups I had in mind. This way none of the unit... This way Gameslayer cannot attack two ranged units at the same time, which is very important for me indeed. Now, Lamassu, I'm going to move close to the walls ASAP. Same thing will be with the ghosts, only on this side. As for the ghouls and the vampires, I use them to try and break the enemy's gate, and we'll see where this takes us indeed. Actually, the ghosts I might have to use for healing, but then I'll think about it when we come to it, and let's start the battle. Enemy player is arranging armies, and he's done doing so. Alright, so some minor damage has been dealt to my units, and let's see what the enemy is going to do. It's his turn, he's got the Ravagers. He is going to try and defend with the Lacerators, which are his main unit, as he has told me before. How many of those guys he's got? 36, that's a large number. I don't really like this all that much, I have to admit. Now, the Lelevsk is definitely going to send it to the tower, so if I can snap some of them before this happens, it would be very, very nice indeed. But alas, I don't think this is going to be the case, unfortunately. The enemy, also being the demon, he's got a very high initiative, so he's going to be able to use pretty much most of the units before I even make a decision about anything. And Stormwinds, what does it do? Does it decrease the power of my missiles? I believe this is the case. Let's have a quick check, shall we? Okay, this is bad because I am focused around ranged attacks. Fortunately, it did not affect my Fate Weaver, and I'm gonna transform her in a second, which is going to be all sorts of nice. I'm not going to use the out of time ability just yet, but I am going to use a different ability. Alright, so which unit I wanted to have dead, and it would be otherwise kind of difficult. How about something ranged? How about the Breeder Mother? There's quite a bit of them. I'm thinking between Breeder Mother and Limbs. It's kind of difficult choice, I have to admit. I'll go for the Breeder Mothers. They have a lot of HP, it would be difficult and slow to kill them in a different way. So this unit is fated to die. After 8 turns, which is a lot, it's going to be completely DD dead. I'm not going to attack it otherwise though. So, Vampires just move forward, and it's time for the big nasty guy that is going to use his ability to instantly hit all of my units by a lot. Yep, there goes a lot of my HP. A huge amount, as one might say, but now I'm going to transform a little bit. Thank you, and as you can see, this unit is not affected by the enemy wind ability, which decreases my ranged effectiveness, which is very, very nice indeed. Now, my Doom is going to start walking. Yeah, it already started walking, only 7 turns remaining before the enemy completely dies. I started losing my mana, as you can probably see, but I don't care about this at all, since I don't have any abilities that use mana aside from the life drain that I might actually have to use in the next turn or the turn after that. We'll see how it goes. And oh, there would be my vampires and the beautiful animation. Seriously, they could have at least tried to make it better, but nope, that is not the case. So I'm going to try and slowly whittle this giant one down. It's going to take 5 attacks apparently. Then I'm definitely going to go in the tower. If Gensler doesn't do that, then I don't know what is on earth is wrong with him. Apparently something is wrong. Oh, he just wanted to make sure that my archers per se die. I can understand that. I'll save my life drain because it is a very powerful ability that right now is mitigated by the enemy's wind thingy, and it's going to last for 5 more turns. I might actually have to use that sooner rather than later. I'll think about that. How much damage can I deal to those guys? Not a lot, if any damage whatsoever. Nope, I don't really like this all that much, so I might actually, you know what, use this ability on my skeletons to just make sure that I can deal a little bit more damage. So, I'm gonna target the skeletons, and then I'm gonna target Lilims. Wow, I still can. 42 dead, it's not so bad, it's not so great either. Lamoso is going to make a move. Actually, I should have attacked this giant thingy. Didn't think about it before, which is bad. Actually, it is real bad. And I'll have to fix that problem in the future. You also attack Linus, or maybe I should attack... Do I care about Lacerda's attacking me? Not really. I do care about Linus though, so that's what I'm going to aim for just right now. Cerber is not going to be able to do anything. Lacerda's on the other hand... Gensler might try and attack my ghouls. This would stop me from attacking the worm, which would be not really all that nice. Okay, this is bad. Lilims are going to be multiplied very, very soon. I have to deal with that. Unfortunately, right now I don't quite have the means necessary for me to do so. It would be very smart from Gensler, at least in my opinion, to attack me with Lacerators, because then I would have to choose between Lacerators or the worm, and the worm needs to be killed, otherwise I'll lose all my vampires, and I do need them a lot. This was very unfortunate actually that this one attacked vampires. If he attacked anything else, then I could kill it relatively fast with my vampires. But okay, Gensler is very smart indeed. I don't really like the look of this. But I can kill all those Lacerators in a single shot. Do I want to, or do I want to keep attacking the Lilims? I am not sure actually. I'll attack the Lilims, I think. It seems like a decent idea. Alright, as you can see, also with every hit that I make, I heal a little bit because of my blood ability. And also, come on, my catapult is taking damage, I don't want this to be the case, and fortunately it is firing back at the towers. Oh, wait a minute, isn't it that you cannot put a creature in the center tower of Inferno structure? I don't remember. Okay, so as you can see, things are being going creatively not so great so far. I lost a lot of units. Gensler didn't lose pretty much anything at all. He did lose 105 limbs, which is a significant blow to his army. But there is an important thing. I could care less about winning this battle. I might just run away from this guy in a couple of more turns. Maybe after the Doom spell finishes its work. I'm sorry, what? That's not fair! I hardly call that fair, sir. Yeah, Gensler really did think all this battle through, didn't he? Yeah, he's got a lot of tactics prepared, but I have a tactic of my own. I might run away as soon as I kill off the enemy Lilims and the Breeder Mothers, because I do lose a bit of unit in my army, but I do have this structure in my city that allows me to actually resurrect my units at an increased cost, but still resurrect a lot of them, and I do have a stockpile, and I did have stock. I have a lot of gold, that's what I wanted to say. Okay, I think I will attack the limits. I really should turn this unit into a melee phase and actually try and deal some damage to the Abyssal Worm. I might just have to do that. Then again, I think it's time to actually not do so. So I'm gonna do that and try to deal as much damage to the Linus as humanly possible. Also, killing them would grant me a lot of necromancy power, which is what I want. Okay, Lacerator is making a hasty retreat. This is bad, because he could have used his special ability. Yes, he would lose all his restorators, but at least he would... Well, I wouldn't attack the restorators either way. I wanted to attack the Abyssal Worm. So if he used his ability, this would be a win-win scenario for him. Now, this really wasn't. Okay. This would kill some of the... Well, only would deal a very minor amount of damage to my elementals and heal not so many of my units. So I should really just focus on killing the Abyssal Worm. I'm going to take some damage, but I don't remember. Does this lava thingy take my turn or not? I really do not remember. So I tried. I was indeed able to not deal any damage. Never mind. That's too bad. But, well, I'll just keep hammering on those Abyssal Worms. Trying to kill them because I really need my vampires right now. Okay, the Linus making a move. I'm not too sure why Gensler keeps attacking my spearmen because they are my weakest range unit. Yes, you could argue that my Archlix, or whatever you're supposed to pronounce that name, I always have trouble with that, cannot do anything right now aside from attacking the Elf Elementals, but what I'm going to do instead is just run away with them because I don't want to lose my units to something that doesn't even exist. Now, you, dear sir, are going to attack Abyssal Worm. I have no idea why they did do so before. This was a big mistake on my part. And is it dead? I don't remember the HP it had. No, it's not quite dead and I cannot kill it, which is most irritating. I could resurrect some of all of my skeletons, which would be nice. And I'm gonna do so. So all my skeletons are back in action, and now I can deal some very nice amount of damage to the limbs, which I'm a big fan of. Alright, and that was only Necromancy 2. Imagine what would happen if I waited for Necromancy 3 to happen. It would be awesome! Okay, how much more mana do I have? Still quite a lot, so I do not have to worry about the life drain. I still have access to it, and I will have access to it. But now that I look at it, I don't think... Well, it's too early to say, but maybe I actually will not have to run away from this battle. Maybe, just maybe, I'll be able to kill off Gensler. But we will see about that. As I said, the enemy, aka Gensler, has made some really smart choices with the spells he's got, especially the Inferno. He surprised me with this one. He actually thought about this battle. It's incredible. Okay, some hiccup and lost quite a bit of specters. Poor decision, to be quite honest, because... Wait a minute, is that this... I'm trying to think if he'd used this spell that just changed to my units or not. But that's not it, it's a different spell, isn't it? Yeah, it's just the damage over time that I have on myself. Not a big issue. Okay, so I could use... Yes, I do want to kill the Linus because you're going to... Exactly the situation I talked about is going to happen. So, let's kill the Linus. Oh, and no! No! I killed the Linus with my heal, which means that I wasted a turn with my Fate Weavers. That was the worst situation that could happen, and it is actually going to change the situation by quite a bit. I just have no words. I wanted to either transform my Fate Weavers, which would be awesome, and start killing all the units that I don't like, or I wanted to be even more awesome and kill enemy stacks. But not with my hero, but with my unit. This didn't happen, unfortunately, which is really annoying, to say the least. It really quite is. Fortunately, I can kill Abyssal Worm. Finally, it took me a very long time. Lost a big deal. Actually, not so many Vampire Lords, but still lost quite a few of them nevertheless. I do want to cast the Life Drain spell, but not on any of those units because it doesn't help at all. I can, however, kill quite a lot, or every single one of those guys, so that's not a big problem. Ghouls are obviously one of the stronger units that are in my army. Like a strike that wasn't really needed, but still it did give me quite a bit. And now I have a second turn that I don't need it. That's great. This is just... I told you about the perfect situation at which my abilities could co-work with each other. And what you saw is the worst possible scenario in which they completely make themselves work worse than intended. And yeah, it's just a really horrible scenario. Now what I'm going to do is actually focus fire on... Which unit am I afraid of? Pidlars I don't want to attack because soon he will... Because one of his abilities allows him to counterattack every single unit that had him by the means of just a single counter attack, which is kind of painful. So instead I'm going to focus on unit that I'm very afraid of, and those are the Demer, because they steal the damage. I don't want any damage to be stolen from me, thank you very much. Alright, so my Putrid Lamassu are now ready to go. I could try and attack this gate. The question is, will I be able to do this in time? I don't think I will be, but I might as well. There's all that much that I could go other than that, and that's still something. And actually, can I... In previous Heroes games you could attack, force melee attack with your unit, and... oh wait, I can! That's nice. Never mind, I was about to whine, but fortunately, I didn't have to. Makes me very happy indeed. So, I am right now saving for Necromancy level 4, because not only it's very powerful, but it also is area of effect, and I could use that really right now. My catapult still takes a lot of damage, but it's still very much alive. It will remain for quite a bit longer, so unless Gangster focuses on it. And I don't really see why he would do so, because catapult is great, don't get me wrong, but right now he needs to deal with my range units, because they are dealing a ton of damage to him. And even though I've been playing not so great right now, and I didn't have such a great amount of luck, still I am able to deal quite well against my opponent, which is granting me, well, hopes for victory. Still, remember, this crazy creature has not been used yet, and that's the creature I'm most afraid of. As soon as Gensler moves this creature into the open, if he indeed does that, I'll be able to swarm around it and hopefully kill it within a single, maybe 2 turns. But if that is not the case, I'll have some sick troubles dealing with this guy. And indeed, I would like to try and avoid it. There is a possibility that my Vampire ability, Out of Time, is going to completely negate this ability of this unit, that is Helpful Retaliation. But I'm not sure about that. I haven't really tried this ever, and it does take a fair amount of thinking for Gangster to actually make his move. What on earth? Come on, buddy, we know you lost, so why don't you even pretend like you've got a chance against me? Oh yeah, he probably right now what he's thinking is that, okay, so my breeder models are about to die very, very soon. And I don't really have anything else that is ranged, so he is going to be forced to make a move out of City Walls very, very soon indeed, because if he doesn't, I'll be able to just whittle him down with my ranged attacks without too much of a problem indeed. Now, what ability do I want to use with my hero? Do I have any other abilities? Not really. So I might as well just use it for pure means of damaging the opponent. And trying to damage the siege gate a little bit. Yeah, I'll survive the attack, I believe, because this ability, this unit, Gensler shouldn't really... Okay, this is how he's going to use this unit, I see. That explains quite a few of things. But... it means that I maybe should attack the Pit Lord, but actually I would much rather use my Vampires to deal with Pit Lord, Vampires alone, rather than make all my range units kill that. So I'll just clear the path for my Vampires via the use of my range units. And there we go, Necromancy level 4 is ready, and you can see this beautiful synergy in action. I was just able to deal so much damage. Imagine how good it would be if I would indeed be able to use my plan in the way I intended it to be used. And there we go, Brother Maras, all of them are dead because of my ability. That's so beautiful. Cool story, bro. Okay, 26 Vampires, 96 Spectres, 52 Spirit, excuse me, 41 Lamassu, 190 Ghouls that I can actually move right now. So I'm going to move them and think about what I want to resurrect. 6 of those and 1 of those I don't really care. So either those two stacks plus Ghouls, or those 2 stacks plus Ghouls. I think I'll rather use those 2 stacks. So I'm going to move Ghouls a little bit closer to here, and then I'll heal them in a second with my AO, Area of Effect Healing. Actually, I can fly with my Lamassu to heal them too with this single wave of healing, which is going to be crazy. And this is indeed what I'm going to do. Yes, I can move them here, so by all means, yes, please do so. You, dear sir, however, going to just use your ability on the spearman, because there isn't much else that you can do. I don't want him to stand in lava, and I don't want him to take the place of the ghouls that they are going to stand at. Sooner rather than later. Do I want to kill lacerators? Actually, I cannot kill any of those in a single turn, but I think the lacerators would also allow those units to have Dark Embrace, which increases the amount of damage I deal with Dark Magic, aka with those two units, because this unit does, yeah, it deals Dark Magic damage as well, which is nice. Okay, you there, sir, fly over there, and now Gate Slayer is going to rage as he sees what is going to happen. Yep, 4 units at once, thank you very much. Oh boy, I love my job. I do. Okay, I could kill all the Ravagers, probably all the sun damage to the Ravagers. Okay, I meant I could kill all the Lacerators and the Ravagers. And I do indeed want this to happen. Thank you very much. Also, part of my ability is that every time I kill a creature, also it applies the Nightmare ability, or the disability, to all my opponents, which is rather nice. Okay, so far, Gate Slayer has been relying on his hero to deal the primary amount of damage, and now this looks scary. Is that the Pit Fiend? Yes, it is! OMG! Okay, so this is what my operator is banking on. So it is going to be kinda remarkable. I do need to destroy this Inferno Gate ASAP, and I actually will be able to do so. I think I might be able to do so, depending from my range, because I do have 3 units that can fly across the walls and focus fire on this Inferno Gate. However, this is important to know. Did he seriously just summon a Phoenix? How did he summon a Phoenix? I don't even know there is a spell that allows you to summon a Phoenix in this game. What? There seriously is a spell that allows you to summon a Phoenix. I didn't know that. So, okay, that's one. That's... OMG. And this damage cannot be healed? That's unfair! That's so unfair. Okay, I am having... Oh no! 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 Don't do... That's not so great. I will need to use my hero to kill that, probably. And I'll kill them within a single strike, which is nice. So just die! Thank you very much. Okay, that is nice. Okay, so let's have a look. If my ghosts can move over here to this area, if I'm not mistaken, where the tormentors lie dead. Yes, they can, so they will be attacked. They will be able to attack this. My vampires will be able to attack this as well, and so will my putrid Lamassu. Question is Gate Slayer going to move his units so that they will block my path? This is a very good question that I don't really know the answer to, and it all depends on it. That's as simple as that. If I move my vampires right now, then the enemy is simply going to move his Cerberus, block the movement, most probably, of my ghosts, and it will all be for naught, so I'm going to wait. We'll see what Gate Slayer does. If he does allow me to breach the walls, it would be awesome. If he does not, then I'll be in a bit of trouble. Also, oh wait, I almost made a fatal mistake. Ravagers, they do have this aura, where is it? Taunting Presence, yes, so I would have to attack him rather than this. Thinking, though I think if I order my units to attack this Inferno Gate before being close to the Ravagers, they should be able to actually attack this Inferno Gate. That's what I hope, at least. So how about I attack the Ravagers first, because I will need to kill them eventually anyway. And then we'll just go with what we've got. Ghouls, they are just going to keep attacking the Siege Gate, because I need to take care of that. And okay, there's the Lamassu, there are the ghosts. And then there will be vampires. So, okay, let's try my plan out. We'll see how it works. First of all, the ghosts move in. And yes, they were able to attack it, even though the presence has their effect on my ghosts. But it doesn't matter, by the time I need them, the ghosts will already have dealt with this building. Now I will continue on attacking the Ravagers. I don't really want them in here. My putrid Lamassu are also going to actually Oh yeah, I forgot that level 2 that elite units only need a single strike to actually take out can deal 2 points of damage in a single strike to summoner gates. That's something I forgot, which is nice to know. So there we go, the gate is down indeed, and now I can just continue on attacking those guys. Actually, I maybe should attack the Cerberus, but no, I'll just continue fighting the Ravagers. Almost dead, not quite there, but still it's going relatively well. And man, my original plan for this battle was deal some damage and run away, resurrecting all the units I might have lost via the use of buildings that the Necromancers have. I will not have to do that. I'll actually win this battle. I mean, the enemy still has the pit lords, but when they don't have any supporting units to back them up, it's just going to be like, nope, nothing is going to work out for you, buddy. Nothing. And you better remember that. Okay, Ravagers, you just die because, hey, why not? See ya! Okay, so, don't get me wrong, I did lose a lot of units, but the enemy lost his entire army. By all means, I believe this attack was worth it. It is also worth mentioning that I attacked at the perfect occasion because Gensler had just recently conquered an enemy town, so he was indeed in a siege battle for himself just moments ago. That's why his army was so weak. He lost a lot of it. But well, not beggars can't be chosen. That's the wrong saying. Whatever. His weakness is my strength, I guess. Because he lost a lot of army, I was able to really just duke it out back. Not duke it out. I was able to deal a very nice amount of damage. That's what I wanted to say. And why did they counterattack? I don't really know, but I am about to lose all my specters that I never really cared about anyway, but still. What was this frenzy ability? Still, I'm really kind of interested because I don't remember it. And there we go. My specters are DED dead. But here's where the fun part begins. First of all, let me use this ability on my vampires. Now let me phase out of time and let us begin the annihilation of the pit lords. Hi there! Have a sword. It worked? Okay, note to self. Out of time doesn't work on the pit lords. Good to know. I wish I would have known that sooner, but well, good to know nevertheless, I guess. Please kill the Cerberus, thank you very much. And you just continue hammering on this gate because there is little else you can do. Thank you very much. And do I want to attack with Breath of Vermin? I believe I do, because it will decrease the might, defense and offense of this unit, and decreased might defense is what I care about. Right now it ignores 56% of the damage I deal, and after use the Breath of Vermin, let's have a quick look how much damage he is going to ignore after that. 52, so it wasn't as effective as I hoped it to. Oh well, it happens I guess. Okay, do I want to resurrect something or somebody? I can resurrect quite a bit of units, but I think I'll wait for Necromancer level 4 to do that. I really could use an ability that doesn't allow those guys to counterattack, but as you've seen, even the out of time ability for my vampires doesn't work. I'm not sure if this is a bug or it's supposed to work like that, but that is indeed the case. What I would see that should happen when I have out of time ability active is that no damage would be dealt to vampires, but the damage would be dealt to all of my other units. Not that the damage is dealt to all my units, including the vampires, because this is unlogical. Then again, I said for myself not too long ago, since when is Hero 6 about common sense? Yeah. Okay, so Gensler is in a desperate situation. He probably knows that there's no way he's going to win right now. It's all about dealing as much damage to me as possible, because he does have more cities than I do. He's got 3 cities at least. He might have 4. I'm not too sure about that. Of course, after winning this battle, I will have 3 cities on my own, but it all comes down to the fact that he still has quite a bit of stacks that he did not buy out. So if he by any chance is able to actually, what's the word for that, recreate his army fast enough, he might still be able to win this game, or at least not lose it right away. So far, however, it doesn't look this way. I'm doing very, very nice indeed. Okay, so what I do want to happen is to have some Bloodthirst ability, or whatever it's called, to resurrect all of the vampires that I lost so far in a single volley of awesomeness. Volley of awesomeness? Whatever, let's call it this way. And pilots... The retaliation is going to hit, but I have to attack them. So how about we do that right now? And lucky hit yet again, because hey, why not? And Word of Pain! That hit. But oh well, I'll have to deal with that, indeed. Only 2 of them remaining, and I have Necromancy level 4. Unfortunately, my ghouls weren't quite able to make it through that gate, so I need to use it right now. So let's choose. Who do I use it on? Spearman? I don't really care all that much about. Those guys I almost didn't lose at all, so that's nice. Ghouls are very important for me. I do need to resurrect as many of them as humanly possible. Vampire Lords, I only lost 10, and Putrid Lamassu, I do need them back as well. And you know what? I'll use the Putrid Lamassu stand to fly over here into the magma, or where it happens. And then heal both Ghouls and Putrid Lamassu. So Ghouls, continue on hammering on this gate. You yourself, wait. You fly over here. Now, Necromancy level 4 used to heal all of those bad boys up. Thank you very much, this was very nice. Poor game, sir. He probably thinks that the curses are so overpowered right now. To be quite honest, I kind of feel like I'm being overpowered with this setup. And, well, this is the end. It was fine. It was a nice... I had a nice time killing against there. Enjoyed it immensely. Lost all my specters, a lot of my spearmen, some of my supporting elite units, nothing else. The enemy lost much more than I did. And he was behind the walls too. It probably only happened because he lost a bit of his army too, because of fighting the AI. But well, he made a risky move, I made a risky move, my move paid off more than his did. Level 26, a bajillion of artifacts, thank you very much. Collector level 2, whatever this is. And I like it. By the way, how does his town look like? I haven't seen the Inferno town yet. And am I recording? Yes, I am. For a second, I was really terrified. And Inferno town looks nice. This is so far, by far, the coolest looking town in this game. I like it. I like it quite a lot, I have to admit. This is the town skin that I actually favor. It's still the sprites are still kind of bulky and there's still almost no animation whatsoever over here. But at least it feels like... It feels nice. It reminds me of Heroes 2 a bit. Or maybe even 3 with this structure. There's something about it. Still. Actually, I'm not gonna convert it just now. But okay, it was week of cards, so I didn't gain all that much experience from that, unfortunately, but still enough to gain 2 ability points that I'm going to spend on... What exactly? That's... Well, I do want parrying. And the rain is actually getting heavy. Heavy rain. So I should end this video cast rather fast. But let me just pick one more ability. I might as well go for Defender 1. Because hey, why not, right? Well, going for hey, why not thing is not so good. So this is actually really nice. Ambush, I could use that. This is nice. And... Nah, I think I'll go for ambush, to be quite honest with you. Okay, so this is what we might have one more battle because the enemy still has 2 more towns, one of them being his primary town. So it's still far from being the end, but it is close to being the end. So, just in case, I'm not going to do a follow-up, I'm just going to say a short outro. It was PANCZASU, the Mighty Mix. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you online. Alright, so we are indeed going to have just a little bit more of a fight. Give me a second, I forgot to actually adjust my audio settings before reinitializing the process of recording. So that's a thing. Okay, so to make it a little bit as short as possible, Gangster is pretty much dead. So this is the only army he has. His second town, as I've heard, is right now being besieged by an AI, and he had no way of holding to it. So he agreed that it would be better to actually have a fight between us and record it, then him dying to an AI. Also, it would be a matter of honor for him. He didn't say that, I say this, but I believe this would be what he would say anyway. So I'm going to attack him in a second, but just before I do this, a very small a short period in which I talk a little bit about this map in particular. So as you can see, our islands are completely different from each other. So here's the styles after Sanctuary. It is big, it has a lot of branching paths, and is very snaky shaped, I would say. It is also quite tricky to navigate on it because there's a lot of teleports, and by a lot I mean a lot of teleports. My island, on the other hand, doesn't have almost any. Well, it does have a lot of places where routes do split, but it's because it's almost all just plains. Which means that I probably had more stuff lying around and monsters standing around on my part of the island, because it was just bigger and had more empty space. But on the other hand, it was easier to navigate. For example, for pretty much all the time I knew that I have to go north to find my second city, and there was pretty much only one way for me to go. Yes, there were a few branching pathways, but all in all, it's all pretty much the same. So there were some pretty big differences in terms of our islands, and I believe it is good enough of an introduction to this map. Also, there is a boss that I forgot to showcase to you. Still deadly. I have no idea why it is even here, because if he is deadly after how many months? Almost 5 months, then it's just stupid to have a boss like this, because you're never ever gonna fight him. It's just going to be not cost rewarded. And what on earth he could guard, let's be honest. Tear of Asha, I guess it could make up for it, but still, it's too strong, I believe. So let us end the torment of Gensler and actually attack. He probably waited for a little bit too long. Oh well, you gotta wait for a grave. And there's a lot. Rain, why did you have to come back again now? I'm making a video cast. I'll try to boost the in-game sound a little bit, so maybe you can hear it through the rain somehow, somewhat, decently-ish. And right now Gensler is going to arrange his army. Last time he told me that it took him a while, but actually it took longer time for me to arrange, so I guess none of us really noticed the fact that we took a while to arrange our armies at all. Now, we did have a bit of a chat about our previous battle. It was kind of interesting. I liked it a lot, and I can't wait for his videocast. It is actually, I'm going to put a link in the description, or maybe I'll put an annotation, I didn't decide just yet, to his point of view, so you will be able to go ahead and check how did he do and what did he think about this battle. You can probably expect some much more classy commentary from him, and something that is actually makes more sense than mine do. But yeah, you can't have everything, right? He's got better commentary, I have a better army, as simple as that. So as usual, we start off with Doom. But who do I want to use it on? I cannot use it on Pitfiend, so I will use it on the Breeder Maris, because last time it was really effective. Also, obviously, wow! I did buy an update to my catapult so that it now deals more damage by 3, and it almost completely destroyed the gate, so it was a really nice investment on my part, if I may say so myself. Now I'm curious how the Gensler is going to adapt to what we discussed and to the situation. I mean, obviously he's not going to win. My army is bigger than it was, his army is smaller than it was, so there's no way of me losing this game. But well, he's got Armageddon now, which to my biggest surprise doesn't do any damage to demons. I was unaware of that. Still, it actually dealt damage to his structures and it destroyed the gate. Oh boy, he must be mad. Oh, this is just funny. But anyway, I could just walk in and kill that guy. It would be kinda hilarious, but I don't really wanna do so. This is just so funny. I'm gonna kill his gate. Oh boy. So, there was something else I wanted to mention, but I kind of forgot what it was, as it usually happens within my videocasts. That's the high, aka low quality that you might expect. Oh yes, I remember Necropolis being so powerful, not only because I was able to resurrect like half of my army in the previous battle, but I was able to resurrect the rest of it after the battle because of my special building. I thought I'm going to do so, but it was much cheaper than I would expect actually, and there go my vampires, yet again. And actually the worm is almost dead. Oh, come on now! The Armageddon damaged the worm before it even emerged on top of that. That's just so sloppy programming, there's no other way to put it. Not only did it one doesn't have really proper animations, to be quite honest, it should have some better animations, but also it took damage before it actually appeared. That's kinda random, because I mean, yes, it was there somewhere waiting to strike, but low-friendly speaking, it was underground or somewhere, or in the lava. It was probably immune to the Armageddon stuff anyway. So it's... And it is a demon on top of that, so it should be immune anyway. So I feel really sorry for games there. Oh well, it happens. I'm going to try and kill the Abyssal Worm. I mean, yes, the taunt ability does affect me. Actually, wait a minute. Does it affect me? I could swear it should affect me. But if it doesn't affect the undead, then I feel sorry for games. Okay, who did I lose? Pretty much everybody, but not a big amount of mostly the ghouls. So I'm going to use my Leech's ability on the ghouls and fire at the Lilims. Thank you very much. Oh man, without the artifacts games really is that I can understand why he didn't quite want to have this battle occurring, because it's just a slaughterhouse. It's just not even funny. I mean, it is funny for me. I have to admit, I'm kind of giggling in and out myself all the time because I just enjoy the sight. But yeah, I can feel his pain. I really can. Okay. Actually, what I should have done there is just finish up the Lilims so that I will gain an additional strength, but I'll just do the same thing with the Fate Weavers, which I believe to be more powerful. I mean, Gensler did make a point that he's got a lot of magic defense, so we can argue on which is better. I said that my best range unit is Arch-Licks, well, whatever. But he said that actually the Skeletal Spearmen are my best, so we kinda did argue a little bit about that, and the Demanded, oh, actually it doesn't matter because South still got additional attacks, so there we go with the Demanded. And now... let's kill Pillars, why not? Wow! 11 Pillars down, I feel his rage. I feel sorry for making him make this videocast. I mean, he does make his videocast right now, maybe he is, but I don't know about that, to be quite honest. You know what? Let's just play it silly. Hey, I'm gonna transform him again. Because I don't know, I feel sorry for him. I do feel happy that I am making this videocast because it makes it a little bit longer for you to watch, and you might actually like this kind of content. I do. My content is actually the only Heroes multiplayer content other than a duo battle on the internet, or actually on YouTube from what I know. So there is a little bit thingy for my content that you may or may not like. Actually, I don't know why I use this ability at all, but let me check that again. Last time we saw that... actually, never mind. I was trying to see if Re out of time doesn't work on the Pit Fiends, but I guess there's no need of me trying to check this anymore, is there now? By the way, how well is my Doom ability working? Well, it still takes 5 tests, so I guess it... I guess I made this point that it actually worked faster in our previous battle than it was supposed to. He said that it only took it for like 3 turns. My counter argument is that maybe he either missed those turns, which is a possibility, or if that is not the case, maybe he also had high morale on his Brooder Marauders, which would also kind of explain it, wouldn't it? Okay, I can heal my ghouls, why not? Let's just do it. Okay, his Cerberus is going to do absolutely nothing whatsoever. Oh, he did use his ability this time. Where is it? I want to see it. I want to see it. Is it on... Yeah, there we go. Inferno. Actually, what Gesser just told me is that he did use this ability in the previous battle. I just never noticed it. I thought that the damage I keep taking is the damage over time. Nope, it was this ability, in fact. So that's something to consider. Okay, I don't quite have the range to heal those... But it doesn't matter, I'm about to win anyway, so I'm just doing this for cool lights. Okay, so you, dear sir... Okay, apparently Robert's ability indeed doesn't work on the undead. I feel sorry for him. I don't want him to notice that it is so unfair, but... Oh, I misclicked. Oops. So that happens, oh well. But I don't want him to know that his rovers are completely useless in a fight against me, so I'll just pretend like I have to focus on them so that he doesn't feel so bad about the situation. That's pretty much my only goal right now, to make him a little bit more less angry at me. Though I guess he's not really angry, he's a really cool guy. Chill out, kinda chill out. That was really well explanatory, wasn't it? And you, well, I guess you just have to move. I wanted to use this Fate Spinner so badly in a melee combat. It's so much better, in my opinion at least, in range combat, so that I never use it in melee combat, and I really would love to be able to do so. Actually, I can do that, it will just hurt my units, why not? Sorry, I wanted to see that. Okay, now I can continue on with the killing. Thank you very much. Those 2 stacks are dead, and the breeder mothers are going to be dead soon as well. I definitely understand what Gamesy meant by this. But then again, I think it was good that we decided to do this kind of battle, because otherwise he would die to an AI, which is a bigger insult than losing to me, obviously. Actually, maybe not, because I'm kind of pathetic, but still, something in me tells that it was a good idea, and it hurt a bit. But only a bit in the end. And also what I wanted to say is that this allows us to finish a little bit quicker and thus start another game sooner. Because I assume Kesera is going to wanna and have another game. I like it. Then again, I was the winner, so I guess that's the reason why I want to play another game. And does he still have Lilith? Oh no, I just clicked on the dead stack, never mind. Can I resurrect it? It said resurrectable, but apparently nope, not really. So who do I want to resurrect? And does it even matter to... Why on earth, for crying out loud, am I even caring about this? I shouldn't. But I did, so I guess this happens. Might as well finish them off. So yeah, it was actually a very enjoyable experience, for me at least. Even though we had a lot of trouble getting into the game, you know, to load a multiplayer game was a pain, but apparently it is actually possible that I'm unique in these terms, because there's pretty much nobody else that had this issue. I believe, I mean, that would explain why the support stuff is asking me so many for so many files, and it takes it so long to figure out the problems. So I guess you can kind of forgive this game for this, I guess. Now, why does it keep overwriting some of my save files? I don't quite understand. I mean, I want to override the files I select to be overwritten, but oh well. Was most enjoyable, I would say, though I have to admit that the ending wasn't so great. The cut version, the thing that I decided to cut away from this video as the original intro to this series of matches, I think I'll just make unlisted video and give you a link to that once it's uploaded. But aside from that, it has been PANCZASU, the Mighty Mix Family. If you somehow managed to enjoy this videocast, then please like it, maybe even subscribe to my channel, comment it. I love comments, I love them a lot. And stay tuned for possibly, hopefully, more Heroes 6 multiplayer gameplay. Thank you for watching and see you online.